world. So I would like to, travel to, the US, United Kingdom, uh, you know, uh, in the Indonesias, and many other countries.
Sure, sure. So what do you want to specifically, what do you want to know about the United States? What activities would you do?
Well, what will I do? It will be basically, well, obviously I have some few friends, so I would visit some of my pubs like you and many others. But again, I would also want to know, how the blinds normally learn, in that country, the
Well,
equipments
sure. I
they
mean,
are using.
as I said, there are still there are many challenges with it. I mean, the school system and the schools in the even in America, do not want to accommodate blind students, even in America. It's a bit ridiculous, but it's still a big problem. So we have a society, with a lot of blind people who have very challenging lives, struggle with employment and things like that. It's a major issue. Hmm.
Employment also, it's a major issue here. In fact, the major employee of the blind, for many of the blinds, is teaching, is the
Right.
educational sector, is only the educational sector, which is always ready to take in blind people. But other sectors, uh, not yet.
Right. So I mean, I I mean, I do, in essence, I do not really agree with that. I think that blind people need to be working really in almost every profession. But I
Indeed.
do, but I do, I do appreciate the fact that in Gambia, you're giving the impression that it seems like in your country they're making an effort to include blind people in the teaching community. So I mean that is good. That is a positive thing to some degree, right?
Oh yes, of course, that's very positive, because at least they are affording, they are giving the chance to many young blinds, to plan their life, to be very much okay, at least whatever the case, monthly they are guaranteed, of receiving, their salary. So which they can use to, manage, solve most of their problems, create family, help some of their family members. At least that's good, compared to being on the street begging and all that. So okay, that's a
Yeah,
good one.
yeah, yeah,
Indeed.
yeah. I'm sure that in America, I'm sure that we have blind people who were beggars or who have done things, strange things like that. I'm sure that's happened. It's not acceptable, but I'm sure it's happened in history. Sure. Hmm.
Well, indeed, up to now, it's happening in Gambia. At least, you know, there are
Right.
some, young blind, boys and girls, who are just on the street, begging. You
Hmm.
know,
Hmm.
yes, those things are still happening.
Right. Yeah, and that's very dangerous, of course. For especially for the women, that would be very dangerous to be begging on the street, right? I mean, all the more reason not to do it, right?
Indeed, very dangerous when you look at our transportation system here, our roads, how our drivers normally drive the vehicles, they are rough on the road. So indeed, very, risky, life risking, thing. So indeed, especially women, anything could happen to them. We have very bad people on the street, the sexual, gender-based violence and all that. So those are all dangerous factors why,
Yeah.
there should be an end of street begging.
Well, maybe do you feel that it should be against the law in Gambia to beg? Do you think that should be illegal to beg?
It should.
Yeah.
Currently, it is not in the constitution, but recently they are working on a disability act, you know,
Hmm.
which is at the National Assembly. So, they are still on the reading stage. So now they are on the third reading. There should be the third reading after that. When they agreed upon it, then it will become a bill. Then they will take it to the president, and finally the president will sign it. Then it becomes a law. So actually, I don't know whether that would be part of the law, but it should. Begging should be uh, criminalized in the constitution, especially persons with disability. You know.
Yeah, it may be, but then what would that might you might be correct, Lim, and in fact you're onto a interesting idea, but then that would probably simply cause other problems. You would fix one problem and then cause another, probably. Hmm.
Well, indeed, whatever you see, there is an advantage and disadvantage to it. But when it comes to street begging, especially to the blinds or persons with disability, the disadvantages are more than the advantage. The only
Sure.
advantage there is you just make money cheaply. That's it. You just make money cheaply, and but the disadvantages are far more dangerous than the advantage in it. So that's why it will be very much good to stop it rather than to leave them begging whilst they are making their life risky.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And when you want to, let's say that you, Lemon, need to travel to another city in Gambia, how would you go about doing that? How do you travel from point, A to Z, let's say, in Gambia? Mm-hmm.
Well, there are public transportation vehicles, you know. So I need to walk from my home to the roadside, and with that also you have to struggle to look for a vehicle, So that is going around that destination. So that's why you'll on board and start going. So most of the time, in my case, normally I would I would I normally go with somebody, you know, because like for example, for me, when I talk to my dad, to say that I want to go out, sometimes, he wouldn't feel, very much comfortable, by looking at the, transportation system, how rough the drivers are on the road, so he would rather prefer, to go out with somebody else who will be accompanying me to my, destination. But sometimes also, very few occasions I would go alone, to
Mm-hmm.
my destination. So in doing that, there are also challenges on the roadside, from the drivers, and in fact sometimes, your fellow your, your fellow commuters who are also on board the vehicle.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I see. I see. Hmm. And is it like a car or is it like a big van or how would you
It's a
describe the
van.
vehicle?
Most of them are van.
I see.
You know,
Hmm.
yeah, most of them are vans. So there will be somebody who would be around the door of the van. So the person will put up, his head outside, and you'll be calling destinations like for the capital. They will say Banjul, 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 Banjul. So if you're really going to Banjul, then you wave or you say Banjul, so that they can stand and. pick you
Huh.
up.
That's kind of interesting. So, yeah, that's a good way of doing it so that the person shouts out where they're going and then the driver
Yeah,
knows that they really need to go there and that it's a legitimate reason to go there. That's a good
yeah.
way of doing that. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, because here the places are not marked, whereby you can go with your Google map and all that. So some of the locations are not uh, marked. So you have to do that. And the vehicles are also not marked for particular destination. So they have to shout or tell us, where they are going to, so that you, the commuter, you can make your choice, to go in uh, with, whichever destination you want to go to.
Right. Hmm. Interesting. Yeah. And do you think these drivers have to have like a license or some certification to allow them to pick up people and drive around?
Yeah, they have a license that they normally apply from the police. You know, they have a section there with normally, um, you know, where they normally go and apply for a license, which would authorize them to, drive around. Even though, and sometimes, you know, there would be people who wouldn't have license to drive, but they would still, drive. But most of them would be private cars or private vehicles. Most, young boys, would be going around the street, driving all over. So, most of those instances also happen.
Well, everybody, listener, I really enjoyed interviewing Lamin tonight. I haven't brought this up in a while, and none of you at home have taken me up on it. If you have questions about Aaron's opinion, I'm ready to answer them. So you can send an email to Aaron's Opinion 6 at gmail.com, AARONSOPINION 6 at gmail.com. You can send text, you can send audio, but I would love to include listener emails if you have any. Finally, many of my guests from around the world love music. So, Lamin, would you like to end this episode by singing your country's national song or national anthem? I would love that.
Well, okay, then, but the voice is not very good, but we have the national anthem. I'm also a good, lover of music, you know. So yeah, then I would sing the national anthem of the Gambia. For the Gambia, our homeland, we strive and work and pray that all may live in unity, freedom, and peace each day, and join our diverse people to prove man's brotherhood. We pledge our firm allegiance, our promise be renewed. Keep us, great God of nation, to the Gambia ever true.